Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi's Kaiman TV. The long-awaited National Delegate Conference of Jubilee is here with us. The day people have been waiting for is here with us. And one man is going to steal the show. One man will be the talk of the town. All eyes will be on one presidential candidate, Fred Okengo Matiangi. And in this conference, it is expected that Jubilee is going to declare its intention of supporting Fred Okengo Matiangi. Though I understand that they are not going to give him the Jubilee party, he's likely to be elevated to a deputy party leader, and Role Kenyatta is likely to remain the party leader. But in the fullness of time, we understand that Role Kenyatta is going to hand over the party to the son of Omogusi. But one big question remains unanswered. Why has Matiangi chosen Jubilee? Why has he not chosen other parties? Yet we know there are so many political parties. He could even start his own. What do you think, according to you? Should Matiangi go to Jubilee and vie using Jubilee, or should he start his own political party? Maybe you can put your comment in the comment section. And what are the advantages and disadvantages of this? So in this video, I want us to unpack the reasoning behind Matiangi actually deciding to vie the presidency using Jubilee. You know, the other day, he met with the party leaders like Jeremiah Kioni in a hotel. And it is something that elicited a lot of discussion because they discussed the agenda of the day, that is actually the NDC that is actually at hand. So why has Matiangi chosen this party? Is it a good move? In my view, Fred Okengo Matiangi has no other political party. He does not know any other political party, if you ask me. This is a man who was brought by Role Kenyatta into his government. And Role Kenyatta was the president through the Jubilee. So the fact that he was a CS through Jubilee can only mean one thing. That Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and CS are actually in Jubilee. And therefore, because this is his home, where is he expected to go? This is what would come into our minds. Because you see, as a CS who performed at the Uhuru Kenyatta, at the Jubilee, as CS education, CS information and whatever. Remember the way you were able to move from one, we were able to move to the digital, whatever. And also the security. This can only mean that Matiangi is proud of Jubilee. And because he is proud of Jubilee, he can only contest the presidency using the party that he feels is at home with. Number two, in my view, this is a man who wants votes. All said and done, politics is about numbers. Politics are given numbers. Jubilee is a party where the support comes from Mount Kenya. And because the support comes from Mount Kenya, the Kikuyu community are the majority. They are the majority. So, if you tell him to vie using maybe a party from Kisii, would you compare the numerical strength of the Omogusi community, the Kisii community, with that of the Gema? So, already, the Kisii are already at home with Matiangi. So, what he's doing, he is topping up with the numbers of the Mount Kenya region. Show me any other party where Matiangi would actually vie and get the number, the huge number he's likely to get from Mount Kenya. There is no other political party other than the Jubilee's party that is in Mount Kenya. The number three reason, in my view, is because of Uhuru Kenyatta. He expects support from Uhuru Kenyatta. Financial support, advice, and all this. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta is also a politician. It's a political leader. It's a party leader. And because politics requires a lot of money, presidential campaign requires a lot of money. who would not like to be supported by the Kenyatta family. The Kenyatta family that has money, old money. We are talking about old money. The Kenyatta family that is wealthy. The Kenyatta family that owns tracts and tracts of land. And if they decide to pump money in Matiangi's campaign, I'm sure Matiang'I will be a happy man. Remember, Matiang'I is not that rich, if you ask me, compared to William Samoei Ruto. Matiang'I is just there. Okay, he's not a beggar, because he has been a CS, as he worked for the World Bank. But he cannot get the kind of money that is required for him to mount a serious presidential campaign. So Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta comes here in handy. Number 3, in my view, Jubilee has a national image. Jubilee has structures. Jubilee has networks. Jubilee has offices. Unlike many other parties, I think Jubilee is more popular than UDA, if you ask me today. Ask Sabina Chege. Where is Sabina Chege today? She does not even talk. She was completely vanquished. Where is Kanini Kega? Completely vanquished by Jubilee. Remember the struggle that was there when there was a coup in Jubilee, when the government wanted to divide and snatch the party from Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, because the government knew that this party was lethal. The government knew if Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta continued to steer this party, it could bring problem in future. And here comes the problem now to the government. So the fact that it has a national outlook, the fact that it has structures, the fact that it has networks, can only be attractive to any serious presidential contender. The issue is about the head start. You know, all said and done, it gives him a head start, somewhere to start. In fact, Matiang'I now can sit down and start negotiating with Gachagua and Kalonzo. He can sit down and even start negotiating with Raila Odinga, with a party behind him. So whatever he's going to do is going to do with Jubilee in mind. What you can say here is that the problem would come between Gachagua, DCP, and Jubilee. And it is important, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, try as much as possible to bring Matiang'I and Gachagua together. And I think Gachagua would not have much problem. He should try as much as possible, such that, because you see, this arrangement again has the potential of splitting the Mount Kenya votes. And that is what the government wants. Split Mount Kenya, you have won the election. So they should try as much as possible. Even if Matiang'I is going to be a running mate of Steve Kalonzo Musyoka, sometimes he can give Kalonzo the chance. He can agree to give Kalonzo the chance. Kalonzo can also be convinced to deputize Matiang'I. So they should not allow this chance to slip out of their hands. Because if that happens, they should forget the presidency. So for Matiang'I, it is a head start. For Rigathi, he has to be very, very careful. I've seen other people emerging, like Dede Nyoro. And I think Rigathi Gachagua need to stamp his authority and start collaborating with others, irrespective of where he comes from. I am expecting he can actually go and call Natebea, call Omtata, bring them on the table, call Maraga on the table, come up with one presidential candidate. Because that is the only way you can stop rigging in this country. Otherwise, this is Kashis Kaman. Let's see how the day is going to unfold. And I wish, after handing over the party to Matiang'I, I wish Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta can actually retreat and watch as things unfold. Have a blessed weekend ahead. Till next time. Bye-bye.